In the remote village of Araracuara, deep in Colombia's Amazonas province, four children were about to embark on a journey that would capture the world's attention and test the limits of human survival. May 1st, 2023. 13-year-old Lesly, 9-year-old Soleiny, 4-year-old Tien, and 11-month-old Cristin were preparing to fly to Bogota with their mother, Magdalena. They were leaving to start a new life with their father. Everything seemed normal until the plane's engine failed. The aircraft plummeted into the vast Amazon jungle, triggering what would become Colombia's largest search and rescue operation in history. The Colombian Armed Forces faced an impossible challenge: locate a crashed aircraft in millions of acres of dense rainforest, all while avoiding guerrilla fighters who controlled these territories. But they weren't alone. Indigenous communities volunteered to join the search, bringing centuries of ancestral knowledge and jungle survival skills that no military training could match. Still, finding a small plane in the endless green canopy seemed nearly impossible. 15 days into the search, an indigenous tracker spotted something unusual in the heart of the jungle. From a distance, it looked like a large blue bird resting among the trees. Moving closer, they realized what they had found: the crashed plane. But when they reached the wreckage, there wasn't a single living person inside. The search team's first task was to identify the victims. They found 3 bodies: the children's mother, Magdalena Mucutuy Valencia, indigenous leader Herman Mendoza Hernandez, and pilot Hernan Murcia Morales. But the 4 children were nowhere to be found. Then, searchers discovered crucial clues that would change everything: a baby's milk bottle and tiny footprints leading deeper into the jungle. Against all odds, the children had survived the crash.
4 Colombian children.
4 Colombian children.
On Sunday, Colombian indigenous community members met with the nation's security forces to continue the search for the 4 missing indigenous children after a plane crash in the Amazon jungle.
News of the crash spread across Colombia and around the world. Colombian authorities launched an unprecedented rescue mission they called Operation Hope. 150 military personnel worked alongside 200 indigenous volunteers, covering over 1,250 kilometers of treacherous jungle terrain. They were aided by aircraft, search dogs, and ancient tracking wisdom passed down through generations. Day and night, the children's grandmother's voice echoed through the forest canopy.
Hija, le agradezco, esté quieto, parado, si usted escuchan al micrófono, hija, esté parado ahí, para que ellos les traigan usted, si se siente agotado, solo mi Dios lo sabe. Chao, hija.
10,000 flyers were dropped from helicopters, carrying a simple message: stay close to water. Don't move. More evidence emerged. Children's footprints, a bottle cap, makeshift shelters. The children were not only alive, they were moving. Nearly a month into the search, exhaustion was taking its toll. Searchers were falling ill from jungle conditions. Some began to lose hope and left the mission, their spirits broken. Several days passed with no new evidence, no signs of whether the children were alive or dead. Morale plummeted to its lowest point. The indigenous communities brought in traditional ceremonies, asking ancestral spirits to guide them to the lost children. As dawn broke, most of the search teams packed their equipment, preparing to abandon the mission. But 4 indigenous men refused to give up. Something felt different that morning. The jungle seemed peaceful, almost welcoming. As they pushed deeper into the increasingly thick vegetation, they suddenly stopped. Then, cutting through 40 days of uncertainty and despair, came the sound they had prayed to hear. The cry of a baby. There they were. 4 small figures emerged from the green cathedral of the Amazon like apparitions. Scared, weak, but miraculously alive. 13-year-old Lesly had kept her siblings alive for 40 days in one of the world's most hostile environments. The first words spoken by 4-year-old Tien would break hearts around the world. my mom died in the plane. But his survival, and that of his sisters, would soon mend those hearts again. Medical experts later determined that the rescue came just in time. Tien would not have survived another day or two. Yet survive he did, along with his sisters, thanks to 13-year-old Lesly's remarkable courage and the traditional jungle knowledge passed down through generations of indigenous wisdom. The lost children of the Amazon had been found.
I don't know how long I was unconscious after the plane went down. When I finally opened my eyes, I saw blood everywhere. My left side was burning with pain. I touched it carefully and felt a huge gash. It hurt so badly. Through all the noise in my head, I could hear my little brothers and sisters crying. Then I heard my mother. She was making sounds, struggling for air, and then nothing. She stopped. That silence still stays with me. I keep thinking, if only I had woken up sooner, maybe I could have helped her. Maybe I could have saved her. I found my sister trapped underneath my mother's body. I pulled her out as gently as I could. When I looked around the broken plane, I knew we couldn't stay there. We needed food. We needed water. We had to leave that place. My leg hurt so much I couldn't stand up. I tried to walk, but my body wouldn't let me. So I got down on my knees and started dragging myself forward through the jungle. That's how I moved for the first 20 days, crawling, dragging my body. Every inch forward was painful, but I kept going. I told myself over and over, I have to keep going. If I stop, we all die. My biggest worry every single day was baby Cristin. She was only 11 months old. She needed more food than the rest of us. I had to keep her alive. I remembered everything my mother taught me about the jungle, which fruits we could eat, which plants were safe. I used every lesson she ever gave me. I made a fishing rod out of whatever I could find around us. Somehow we caught a few fish. But we had no way to make fire, no way to cook them. We ate the fish raw. The taste was horrible, but we forced ourselves to swallow every bite. We heard helicopters flying above the trees. My grandmother's voice came through speakers, calling out to us. I tried so hard to lead my siblings toward that voice. We walked and walked, following the sound. But every time we got close, it would disappear into the distance. Every night, I helped my brothers and sisters lie down to sleep, but I barely slept myself. I stayed awake, listening for danger in the darkness. One night, we almost sat directly on a snake. I grabbed the first stick I could find and killed it before it could strike any of us. Day by day, I watched Tien get weaker. Eventually, he couldn't stand up at all. Seeing my little brother like that, so helpless, broke something inside me. Then one night I had the worst dream. In my dream, nobody ever found us. We died there, alone in that jungle. When I woke up, my heart was racing so fast I thought I was dying. I couldn't catch my breath. The fear took over everything. I stood up and walked away from where my siblings were sleeping. I just needed to be alone. I needed to escape the weight of keeping them alive for just a few minutes. I walked for about 20 minutes. Then I stopped and realized what I was doing. What was I thinking? They needed me. I was all they had left. I had to protect them. I turned around and went back to them. By day 40, I could see that Cristin and Tien were dying. They didn't have much time left. I knew it. Then I saw him. man walking through the trees toward us. The moment I realized someone had found us, my legs gave out. I collapsed right there on the ground. For 40 days, I had forced myself to be strong. I had to keep my brother and sisters alive, no matter what. But now, finally, I didn't have to carry that burden anymore. They were safe.
In a world often filled with tragedy, the story of these 4 children reminds us of the incredible power of hope, community, and the unbreakable bonds of family. It shows us that sometimes miracles do happen in the most unexpected places. This is their story, a testament to human resilience and the ancient wisdom that helped bring 4 lost souls home. If this story touched your heart, please consider supporting this small channel. Your subscription, like, and share help me bring more incredible true stories like this to the world.